Alright guys, welcome back. Black Rifle Survival at Lake Padden. We are back for probably my last time at this area. Gonna do a little bit of trout fishing. Conditions today are better than last time. Pretty dang choppy though. There's a lot of wind on the lake, but I'm hoping it'll calm down a little. Just gonna do some bottom rig bait and weight, and yeah, try to get a limit again. Got until about 9 o'clock this morning, so we're gonna rock and roll. So let's load up and unload. That's the shit right there, guys. If you're looking for the bait of most lakes for bait and weight, Atlas Mike's Lunker Lotion. They also have a salmon and trout. Haven't tried it, but anyways, I swear by this. And then chartreuse and orange, pretty popular colors. I know the pink and whites do pretty well as well. And as you guys have seen, I'm gonna go through some tackle breakdowns here and do a little show and tell. So yeah, get on it. So that being said, do a quick gear rundown. Running a Daiwa, I believe this is the Revros. Yep, this is a 2500 series reel. I have spooled it. I forget. I think it's a, I know it's 8-pound test, mist green. I think it's a P-line. I'll include it in the description, but I use this actually as a leader for most of my braids, but right now I'm just running straight fluoro. This whole thing's fluoro. Sometimes I do mono, just depends. And I've got a 1.5 leader. 1.5 leader here. I apologize for the sound. I think this is a 1/2 ounce or 1 ounce egg sinker to a thick bead to a, I believe, size 12 swivel. Some of the larger size to handle that's overkill. You can use this for salmon. Trout, you want to go as light as you can. And right here we've got a 4-pound leader or bumper. Again, 2.5 feet. That's the length that I like to use out here. Sometimes I go to 3 depending on the weed height out there. And a small number 6 hook. I got this one in red. I've got different kinds of hooks. I've actually got a mosquito hook on my other setup. I'll show you real quick. It's a tiny son of a gun. And this is, again, budget line. I've got some higher end stuff from G Loomis. I've got a striker rods. So I've got a couple of the quality rods. Anyways, I don't know if you can see, we're running budget today. So this is the Micro Series from Shakespeare. I don't really have anything bad to say about them. I've always had these rods since I was a kid. My dad fished these with me when he was alive, and I really enjoyed, you know, this is how I got into fishing. You know, just budget gear, nothing wrong with it. But this is, I believe, a 5.6, yes, 5.6 ultralight trout panfish. It's 4 to 8 pound test. I think they have one that's even lighter than that. It's like a 4 foot something. Because I'm dumb and I actually brought it with me, so I'll show you that one too. But this is a CMAR 2000 series. So I've got some 4-pound braid on here, and I run a 2-pound leader. Same setup with the egg sinker. This one's got a much smaller hardware on here, so probably less than a 1/2 ounce. Big bead, smaller swivel. And today we're going to be throwing 2 different methods that I know catch trout very well. You guys probably know about these trout magnets. They're a lot of fun. Okay, and I throw on the strike indicator, the float that comes with it. It's very helpful, especially with dirty water like you're seeing out in front. That bobber goes down, set the hook. This is their very, very ultra light 4'6" model, 2 to 6 pound test. Okay, and I run this one on the smallest reel that they have. I believe this is the C10. Seymour, C10. I've got C30s for salmon, bass. C10 is the smallest reel that I have, hand size. I mean, I have medium sized hands, or at least in my glove size, medium to large depending. And yeah, really flimsy rod. This is like a damn noodle casting with this, but it's still fun for panfish and definitely crappie. I've enjoyed catching both species on this so far. So backup rod. I've got a 2-pole endorsement here in the state of Washington, so depending on how this goes, I know our guest today, she has her fishing license, but she's going to be using some of my gear, so I will probably run 2 in the water, and then I'll be fishing this one here, the Akuma SST. This is a 7.0. I'm going to be running a Thomas Buoyant. I don't know why people pronounce it buoyant. That's incorrect, like a buoyancy if you think about it. That's the commercial diver in me. I talk about that stuff all the time, but Thomas Buoyant, it's very buoyant, it floats. These don't float, but there you go. 1/6 ounce. Okay, I've changed out the treble hooks in the back to red. I think that might help my strikes, and then I've thrown a split ring on the front because, again, these are expensive. They're hard to find sometimes in certain colors. And yeah, running a 4-pound bumper, and I've got 10-pound black braid, which is now gray because it's faded. But I'm running a very old reel. It's the Daiwa Laguna, older model. Pretty cool, collapsing handle. It's a good reel. Drag's a little sticky, but it works. This is a very flexible and sensitive rod, and I like it a lot. All right, so to set up, it's really simple. This is just basic stuff here. You can pick up your power eggs. I will tell you the garlic scent, look for the garlic clove picture on those, because some of them come without it. Let me actually show you an example. And there's another little secret I'll show you guys. So this is the Magnum, just a green one generic, but it doesn't have the garlic scent. You'll see they're both the Magnums. They both work very well. But I like to stick to garlic. It's always been a producer for me. But I want to show you something with these. You'll notice this is plain, has nothing on here. If you pay attention when you're buying these at the store, you'll see that this one actually has garlic scent printed on it. Okay, same colors, garlic scent. I can't find a lot of these. I might have to order these on Amazon, but I'm just saying, if you can find them, these are probably money. Okay, they're all fire. They all work good, but you can run different colors. Everything I've thrown out here so far is caught. So again, the garlic from Atlas Mike. This stuff's really sticky, very fluorescent, smells like crap, so just be aware it's going to get all over the place. You're going to smell like a freaking kitchen. And yeah, so to keep the wife happy, bring a rag, wipe your hands off, wash your hands. But this is the money here, guys. This will get you your trout. Step 1, because these float so well, you don't need to do too much. Pop one of these little eggs off here. That's going to go on your hook first, because it's going to be leading up your line. And my hook is, where are you? God, what I would give for a non-windy day. But that's what happens. So, ouch. You take your first one, you'll feed it through. I'm trying to do this on camera on the GoPro, on the chest is a little weird. Digging my neck into my chest. Yeah, alright, feed that straight through. I like to leave a lot of this monofilament or the tag end on this line sticking out. It helps it to kind of grip it, but you want to pop it straight up, right to the middle there. Okay, I'm going to just let that drop, and I'm going to get me a mouse tail. Okay, so we got some mouse tails. I apologize, I got to keep hitting the screen because I can't see where I'm at. Okay, got a mouse tail. Okay, these are these mouse tails. This floats, the eggs float, so having 2 on there is more buoyancy, more floating capability. And this is not gonna work. There we go. Okay, so with your hook exposed, grab your color of choice. Again, you want the hook, it's going to try to fit around the head of that. You're going to want to feed it through the center, straight down. Try to get it in between where the tail touches and that pops through. So you got something like that, and then you're just going to feed it straight through. Okay, you want the hook exposed, maybe a 1/16 of an inch gap between the 2, and then you'll just slide this down so they sit nice and straight. All right, guys, that's your setup. All you need to do is throw your garlic sauce on there, scent of choice, and then you're fishing. All right, now with these are the owner mosquito hooks. I mean, they are very, very hard to find. I can't find them in the store, so I order them on Amazon. But they are very thin wire. This is a size 6. I mean, with my nail, it's small, very light wire. They bend very easy, so just be aware if you get a big trout, you might bend this out. But they're very sharp, and because they're light, they will float 1 egg no problem, especially on a ultralight line, 2-pound test. Good to go. Again, I leave a little bit of tag end hanging off to help grip that egg, slide it up halfway. But for this, I'm gonna go all the way up the line, because when I throw these on, it will you know, do its thing. But I'm gonna throw 2 eggs on this and fish it that way. So I'm gonna see if they want a mice tail or mouse tail, or if they want just straight eggs. So I'll set that to the side, grab another egg, and I'll also give you another user tip. For the power eggs, they do come in a strand like this. The edge of the can is pretty sharp, so just put it right in the middle and then push up on the edge and it will cut it for you. So you don't have to pull them out and pinch them between your finger. User tip of the day. All right, we will get this on and get one in the water. Okay, so again, 2-pound test. Hard to manage, it's very windy, but patience will take care of it. You ready to a little bit of sauce goes a long way. So might need to shake it. Takes a little bit for this to start rolling down. You can add a dab, smear it around. I just like to glob it on there. Stuff's pretty cheap, so, but it's very effective. Very effective scent. I've got Procures. You know, those work good too, but for some reason, this just seems to be the money. Okay, so let's get this one out first. I'm not going to cast it as far due to the wind, due to the hardware I've got on it. The line is very light, but I'm going to send this one out midway, and hopefully our guest will be appearing soon. So let's get to fishing. Straight out in front. I like to close the bail, hold my tip down so that the wind doesn't pull all my line out. And then at this point, I'm gonna just set this back in the rod holder. Okay, and just lightly I'm having some technical windage problems here. There we go. And what you'll do is you'll pull in all your slack line, and I'll show you what we're doing here. So going straight up and pulling all the slack line in. At this point, your rod, you'll see a bow in the line. and then you're just gonna let it straighten out, reel it in, and it'll start to get tension, and then it'll be nice and straight. But you want to give it just a little bit of slack, because again, this is on a egg sinker and it slides, and you want that fish to commit, grab that bait, swim off with it before it realizes it's hooked. Because if you got too much tension on the line, it has a chance to spit it. So you want to give it a little bit of slack before your rod tip bends, if that makes sense. But I've got a bell on here. Reel this in. Get some of this slack out of the line. Pull that just a tad. And we are fishing. So those are cool little bells, just, you know, so I don't have to pay attention to my rod. It'll just kind of do its own thing. And if a fish takes it, you'll hear it. Okay, so that's one in the water. We are fishing now. A little bit of a bait and weight. Monster Energy bringing you today's video. I'm not sponsored or endorsed. That rod just bounced. That's the one thing I hate about wind on ultralight, is it's hard to tell if you have a bite or not. So that's why I threw a bell on, because for sure I can't see this damn line because the rips are moving too much, so it's breaking up that line pattern. I need a high vis, but again, trout, I like low vis, I like camouflage, I like straight fluoro. Show you the Thomas Buoyant. It's a slow speed retrieve. You don't want to whip this thing around, because if you go too fast, you'll get a 360 flash. Not what you're ultimately going for. So slow retrieve speed. Oh, and I got a bite already. I'm getting a bite. I'm getting a bite. We got a bite. We got a bite. I might have dropped it. Okay. So, slack line, let this fish commit. I'm in no rush. If it spits it, it might not. I got it. It's at the hook. There you go. Little fish on. This is ultra light. Ultra light. Fishy, fishy, little fishy. Little fishy here. Ultra light. Let's really loosen that drag. We're having fun today, guys. You know, we're just, damn, look at that stick in the water. Come on, let's get some top water action here. Yeah, right in the mouth. Thank God, at least it's in the mouth. Come on, Abby, where you at? I'm trying to help you get a fish here. So I got one already. Waiting on our guest on the show here. Yep, little trout here. I got a little guy, just letting him swim around. Is he tagged? That'd be cool if I caught a tagged trout here and I can win something. All right, time to bring him in. Whoop, you still got some fight in him. Okay, let's bring them in here. 2-pound test. Okay. Go. Let's get a picture real quick. That's actually a okay size one. Come on, spin around. Try and take a picture of you. That works too. Alright, so again, these are trout that I'm eating for food, so normally I wouldn't use power bait if I'm doing catch and release, or I'd use a barbless hook for that reason, because most of the time the fish will swallow this. But these mosquito hooks are very, very sharp, very thin, so removing them often hurts the fish, which is why at this point it's bleeding. I'm gonna, it just splashed me in the face. It got me back. I'm gonna bonk it, put it out of its misery, and throw it on a stringer. Usually I do a bat, but that way I kill that fish. I don't want him suffering too much because he's gonna be bleeding all over. But I know that's the part of fishing that sometimes isn't the funnest, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So I see the hook there. I'm gonna grab it, spin it backwards and up. There's the hook. Stuck in the stomach. Once they swallow that, I mean, it's all the way in there. That part sucks. So hard to keep these guys to release on this type of setup. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, either barbless or maybe a larger hook. It's right here. Okay. And that's number one. Get her in the water. Shake it a little bit. I can't really clean them by touching it. The water is way down there, but there we go. Number one. Clean my hands off and get that back out in the water. And we've got visitors. Good morning. There were 5. Maybe the bass got the other ones. I don't have any duck food. Hey, buddies. There's Mama. I'm not gonna hurt you. Well, guys, got to hop to it. We got a fish here. I don't know what they eat besides duckweed. Maybe dog food or something. Cat food. That was pretty special. Well, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. I just woke up. I literally fell out of bed.
Oh, you're good. Okay, now we're fishing. So if this rod goes off, bring in anything you want. Shouldn't be too long, about 5 minutes. Usually I'll switch out the baits, but that one should be ready to go. I found it by accident. I was looking for the bank access trails, so I did a Google Maps and I saw that dock over there. And I zoomed in. I thought this was private property on like someone's, because it's a basketball or tennis court. And I was like, maybe not. But then I saw that this road connected and I was all like, oh. And then it says West Padden. And I was like, okay. Yeah, we'll get you on some fish.
There was a bunch of guys at the end of the dock when I was at Terrell and they were catching stuff, but
There probably is in night crawlers.
yeah.
Yeah. For the dock at Terrell, it's usually night crawlers on the bottom with about a 3-foot leader. I'll show you how to tie these ones so you're set up. I'm gonna throw a spoon now and see if I can get anything to bite around the corners of the reeds. But generally out there it's maybe like 8 feet, 7 feet deep. So you only need, you know, just once it's on the bottom, you just want it high enough that the fish kind of either cruise and they see it floating above them. Because fish don't look down, they're always looking up. And then that's how they sabotage or they ambush their prey. They go straight up to it. So if you can get the bait above their eyesight, usually you'll have a better chance of catching them. And then with trout, they're in schools, they make loops around the lake. So sometimes you'll see a lot of guys catching a bunch of fish all at the same time. It's because the school went through. And then they wrap around the next side of the bank and you'll kind of see it like domino effect. So you just got to either wait for them to come back around, which could take forever. But that's why it's good to always have like a 2-pull endorsement so you can leave one in the water and then fish one so you don't get bored. There we go. All right, let's check yours real quick. I'm gonna have to put more garlic on it. Oh, lots of weeds.
Lots of weeds.
Lots of weeds.
It was really stuck on there.
I can bring that one up. Let's see. Where is... Oh, you already got a bite. I will trade you. So I'll take that. Get ready to reel this one in. We're gonna set that hook. So reel the tip down slowly. And once you feel it bounce a little bit, set the hook. Once it bounces, set that hook. Bam! You got him. Reel. There we go. Nice. Keep the rod tip down a little bit. Perfect, right there. Let me go grab the net. All right. Trying to film a net, everything else. Video. Oh, there you go. Fish on, Abby. There we go. Which way is it going here? Oh, there we go. Perfect. That's actually a decent one. Good job. All right, pull the bail open. Give me a little bit of line. I'm gonna set the fish down. Perfect. There we go. I got her rag too, so you can.
Slippery.
That's him.
Look at that.
There we go. Fish on. Good job, Abby. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll get that sent to you. Oh, I hope I was filming the other part here. I know I got it on the phone for you. Okay, so at this point you can walk with it if you want, or you want to lead the fish with the tip of your rod. There you go. Right to the net. Boom. There you go. That's there right there. There's a school in there. So that's number 2. So you got slack. Okay. Whoop. Perfect. You can close the bell. There we go. Where'd that weight go? There it is.
Number 2.
Fish number 2. I'll go ahead and save you the gruesome stuff here. That's a good size one too. Yeah, I'm gonna need pliers. Yeah, let's walk over that way. You can set that in the rod holder so I don't get everything all tangled up. Throw this over here. Oh, Where are my pliers? What did I do? Oh, they're right here. All right, guys. Ooh, shoot. I'll bonk this trout. He's coming home. There we go. GoPro is back in action. All right, guys, we're back. Abby just landed her second fish. All within 5 minutes of each other. All right. Well, actually, if you want, I got another fun one for fishing. You can try casting. It'll keep you from getting too bored. That's the spoon. This is a trout magnet. So these here, I've actually caught a lot of trout on it. Has a strike indicator afloat. So this is a very small, very ultralight lure, so it doesn't cast super far. But you can adjust how deep you want that based on where you put this. And basically you just cast out and you reel it in, kind of little twitches and slow reel, and this will kind of dart under the water. But as soon as a trout hits that, this thing will sink under the water, and as soon as you see this go underwater, you just boop, fish on. So let me adjust that, 'cause it's probably about a foot deep out there. I'll push this down. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So see how it kind of darts, just the smallest action it darts. But when you got it in the water here, you're reeling it forward and you're creating that motion. So if I do a reel, I'll bring it over so you can see. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just making it hop. So all I gotta do is just cast this kind of towards the edge of the the reeds there, and drag it back. Nothing crazy. Let it sink and just twitch, 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 twitch. That's all you're doing. And as soon as that bobber goes under, you'll just set the hook. You might catch a bluegill on this. That's pretty much all you got to do.
I like all those videos I see on the guy like, here, fishy, fishy, fishy. My friend was doing that river fishing the other day, and I was like, I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah, but this would be fun for like the dock. You'd catch a lot with that one. So this is a 2-pound test. 2-pound test, so ultra light. But yeah, same thing, just cast it out wherever and just twitch it back and have fun. Let me give you some slack.
That was a pro shot right there.
No, you're good. It's so weird. It's because it's got the bobber and the dang lure wants to like somersault. So quick whip and a pat. There you go. It doesn't go far. Again, ultralight. But any of the fish that are just hanging out in there, so all you got to do is just twitch and reel, just twitch and reel. And once that bobber goes under the water and disappears, yank real quick. And that's all you got to do. Perfect. There we go. Good job. All right. That's a good size one. Sweet. What is going on here? How did that happen? What the heck? So, and then for stuff like that, I'll have a tackle kit that I just make specifically for trout, for just sitting on the bank. So I'll have the hooks, the beads, and the egg sinkers, and a swivel. All you need. So again, I'll send pictures so you can kind of have the same setup.
Okay.
And that way, if you come out here with Colt, just set up the same way. I'll teach you how to tie that too.
Okay.
It's super simple. Oh, what was that? Oops. Oopsie. Dang. Lucky side today. All right, I'll trade you sides. I'm gonna try to go over there and then you can fish this whole section next to this gentleman here. I'll get this out. All right, perfect. There we go. Did the damn tree. Where did I cast this last time? It's like right there in the middle. Oop, too far. There we go.
Well, yeah, no. Lots of.
Can't reach that far. I'm gonna fall in the water. The problem is it's shallow like this all the way out. So there's a lot of stuff to get snagged on. Yeah. Oh, already got a fish. Okay, let me get that off for you, and then that'll be. Are we filming? Make sure you keep the rod tip up so you can see. And when you feel it bouncing, set the hook. Oh, stop reeling, stop reeling. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Here, try it with your left hand. Hold up here. There you go. Yep. All right, let me get the net. Good job. That's a good one. Got him. All right. And a little bit of slack. Oop.
Too much.
Too much slack. I'm gonna reel that back up a little bit. And then... That's good. Perfect. All right, and that's 5 for me. But we can do the other ones too, as long as you want to fish. Oh, you know what? I'm really happy. This one. Okay. Sucked on the outside of the mouth, but it tore up his lip pretty good. Okay. That was quick. So, and since you got your license too, I can keep fishing with you, but I can't keep any more than 5. So I am limited out. So everything I gotta do is catch and release on my end. All right. snagged. But it's up to you. So if I get back now, I can get Kelly some breakfast.
I'm gonna see if I can go to work early and
There you
get it
go.
done now.
Yeah, so I don't have to deal with it.